Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is TheJackSilkstone. Oh yes, so we have just woken up to see all of the new plans and concept images for Thorpe Park's brand new roller coaster online. So today I'm going to be looking through all of these images and showing them to you guys for the very first time. So yeah, this is all taking place on that very first website that everyone spotted and got excited for, and obviously on that website it stated that it would be updated on the 10th of December. Obviously yesterday there was an in-person meeting at the Thorpe Park Resort itself, which I attended and made a whole video about, in which we essentially got given all of the information that is now on this website. But obviously photos and videos were not allowed during that in-person consultation. So everything I was talking about, I would have loved to have shown you guys, but obviously it wasn't possible. But today we have all of that information on this website, thorpepark-consultation.com. And as you can see, oh baby, it's been updated. We've got everything on here with this beautiful island view. And yeah, at the top we've obviously got all of the different sections. So let's not mess around. Let's get straight into it with background. Obviously this just kind of outlines the past, well, 40 years at the Thorpe Park Resort. They've gone through different owners, from Two Swords to Merlin, the different rides that they've built. And yeah, it takes us right up to 2018, the last, I guess, what they would consider big investment with the Walking Dead the ride. But yeah, let's go on to benefits. This is obviously a really cool graphic which just shows what the park can do for the local community, because that is the main kind of reason for this whole consultation. They're basically just trying to persuade the council to let them build this new coaster and let them prove that they are helping out the local economy, the local community. And yeah, you can see all of this, how many jobs they create in the local area, how much money they bring to the area. Yeah, it's all good stuff. I won't bore you guys with all of this stuff, because I know you guys just want to see the coaster, and we are getting to it. Because as you can see here, it obviously states that the area that's being proposed is Old Town. We've got some nice images of it right there. You've got the old curly fry unit, and yeah, just loads of photos taken in that general area. It's so weird to think how much this area could potentially change in the upcoming few years. But yeah, we've got obviously loggers there, Creek Freak Massacre's queue line, and these photos were obviously taken probably post Fright Nights, I think. In fact, yeah, you can see the top of Timber Tugboat there. I've only just noticed that. That's quite funny. And then yeah, if we scroll down below, we've obviously got this nice little Google Earth rotation showing the proposed site location tucked right into the corner of the park. Oh yes, and if we go onto the proposal, this is where we get the juicy stuff, guys, the big information. So I'll get up the two of these, which are essentially the planning documents themselves. So this is a current look at the park. And I'll say it again, for those of you that watched my Monk's Walk video recently, you'll know that I started talking to you guys about here, and I spoke for this entire length just to show you guys how much kind of space the park have to work with. And if we hold on this exact screen right here, with the click of a button, we have a layout. We have a layout, guys. Look how exciting this is. We're gonna go in depth on this right now. So in terms of the station, it's currently where the old Candler Creek railway station is, where the Timber Tug queue currently is at the park. And obviously you come out of it towards kind of Nemesis Inferno and stuff, and you turn as if you were going over Rocky Express. It looks like this circle here is where Rocky Express would have been. And then you go up this big lift hill, obviously up 236 feet in the air. The drop obviously then looks like it kind of comes back on itself as you then come back towards the plaza and over the queue line area. And then you go back out to the furthest point away from the station now, where you do a big old turnaround section, come back, kind of dive back under the bit you just did into some kind of inversion or massively banked turn, into what looks to be like a splashdown element on the lake itself. Whether if that'll be fake or like an actual real splashdown, I don't know. But it was definitely talked about in the consultation yesterday. We've then got another like airtime hill or some kind of banking, as it kind of wraps round into some airtime for that final brake run. There it is, guys. There is the coaster itself. What are you guys thinking of this layout? Obviously, I know it's not what a lot of people expected. My biggest worry is just the fact that it does look quite short. Obviously, we haven't had any kind of projected POVs, or, you know, we don't know how it's going to take this layout. But yeah, just looking at the layout, my initial reaction was it's a little bit short. Like, surely it's going to have a lot of speed at the end there, but who knows? As I said, this is only like the first layout we've seen. It could potentially change. It could not need to be longer. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, that's the ride layout itself. Obviously, it kind of centers around the lake that's currently in Old Town, and that Loggers Leap used to go around. So I do love how they've kind of made it around this lake, and it's obviously got that splashdown element. It's cool that it goes over the water as well. So yeah, it's certainly looking like an impressive ride, and I'll show you guys the concept images that we've got very shortly. But there's just so much to unpack on this photo before we get to that. So yeah, Splash Plaza, as you can see. So when you exit the ride, you can kind of go into this secondary plaza in which you can have, like, surely the best views of the coaster from there. And then there's this big old exit queue line into a big old plaza, which, as I said yesterday, they're kind of opening up the whole of Old Town to have access to this. And it looks like the hub, the building that's currently in Old Town, could be kind of transformed into a bit of a retail or restaurant, with another like photo bit added onto the side. It does look like they're going to be blocking off the path that's currently from Samurai into Old Town, but it looks like they're also opening up the other end where the Canada Creek Railway used to go. And yeah, there's going to be a nice plaza there. Hopefully we'll have some kind of theming in that area, a nice big ride sign, etc. It looks like the main queue line entrance is going to be maybe here, or is it there? I'm not too sure. But yeah, there's a big old queue line which doesn't look too cattle penny. Obviously, some queue lines in the world are you're just going back and forwards, and it can be a bit boring. But this one, it's got points where it's like that, but it's not awful for that, in my opinion. And obviously, it's right under the coaster and stuff, so you're going to have some good views. You're not going to be too bored in this queue, I don't think. Now, a really interesting thing that I've spotted is that, so obviously Samurai is right here. Platform 15's route, apart from this tiny little base of the support, is all still accessible, even down the left here. I mean, the only part where it does go a bit yikes is where the new station's going to be. But who knows what the future of platform holds. Like, even if it's not platform, I mean, there's definitely still maze potential in this area for the likes of Fright Nights. I know that's like the least of everyone's worries, but being a big Fright Nights fan, like, I immediately thought that there is still maze potential for this area after construction and everything has finished. Anything else to notice? Obviously, we're getting what looks to be like a maintenance building for this coaster, which is going to go literally next to Monk's Walk, kind of behind Burger King. So we're guaranteed to get some amazing updates for the construction of this ride from Monk's Walk. And just going back to Fright Nights, actually, guys, this is the current Loggers Leap station where obviously Creek Freak Massacre is at the moment, and there's a big old queue line over it, so I can obviously see why they're a bit ropes about the future of Creek Freak. I think at the moment they're still unsure. This Fright Nights, we could see it open, we could not. It's completely up in the air as to what happens with this coaster. But if this coaster does get built, then it will be the end of the Buckwheats in Old Town. I think we'll leave the main layout image there for a little bit, because we've got some very exciting concept images to look at. Starting off with this main one from the plaza itself, looking up at this enormous roller coaster. Just look at the size of this thing. As I said, it's taller than Stealth, the tallest coaster in the UK, so it literally towers above this plaza. And yeah, that looks very, very exciting. Our next photo shows an image from the Splashdown Plaza. So yeah, it seems like a bit more of a cozier plaza here. And you can get amazing views of the ride. I wish this camera was kind of tilted up a bit more to the left, where you could obviously see the lift hill, but it's not. And we've got what I believe is a splashdown of the ride just over here to the left. You can see it kind of just dips the bottom of the track into the water there. Our next photo is a shot from the queue line, and it shows this awesome outer bank out of the station. That's looking really, really cool. And then it obviously climbs up the lift hill. Just look at the size of these elements. It's absolutely crazy. And then this is one of my favorite views, actually. It looks like you've almost exited from the station at this point. You get this nice view of the lake, the final brake run, and once again, just these massive, massive elements. You get a really good shot of the splashdown actually from here. The nice little straight section of track there. Yeah, those are all of our concept images at the moment. And if we scroll down a little bit, we've got a view section, which is essentially where they've projected this coaster onto the skyline. So as you can see, this is a shot taken from the farm. And when this new coaster is in, it doesn't actually impose too much. Like, it's smaller than Stealth from this view, but even that is very exciting. Let me find my favorite one of these that I was talking about in yesterday's video. It's obviously from the M3 motorway, where you can just about see Stealth. I drive over this bridge regularly, and I always look out for Stealth, and you can sometimes see Colossus if it's lit up at night. Oh my god, look at the size of this coaster from this view though. Oh my god, there it is. That's impressive, isn't it? Like, look at the... I just can't get over the scale of this thing. And yeah, we've got a few other views and stuff. As you can see, well, you go up the lift hill and then come down this drop. And this is like technically the first element. And yet the second element, from this view at least, seems to be taller, which you're going to do that first element so quickly. Oh my god, so exciting, isn't it? The website then documents loads of like environmental stuff, like the flooding and drainage impacts that this ride will have, the impacts on transport and noise and trees and landscaping. I won't go into all of it now, but obviously the website is linked down in the description if you want to actually dig into all of this stuff. There's nothing too interesting to talk about, to be honest though. We'll then go on to our final section, which is about next steps, which is, as I said in yesterday's video, actually lays out the kind of timings that the park are working towards. So obviously consultation started yesterday, and that goes up until the 7th of January 2022. As I said, the park will then finalise and submit their application to the local council in spring 2022, and they're planning on getting a decision from the council late spring/summer 2022. And if that all goes ahead, then construction will be beginning late 2022. And as of yet, there's no confirmed opening date for the roller coaster yet. But as I said yesterday, construction is not going to start until 2022, and obviously it's unlikely that we're going to see this ride opening in 2023. If I had to put money on it, it would be a 2024 opening. And yeah, there we go. I just realized actually I've forgotten something that a lot of people are picking up on, a cool little spot. If we zoom in on this, and you can see that this coaster is currently being codenamed Exodus. It all comes together, guys. Obviously, the first time Exodus was technically put on park, and it just went under so many people's eyes, was when it was put on the vending machines way back in Park Vibes. I was obviously just so self-obsessed with the SLK-STN that was put on there. Didn't even notice that this word that was currently nowhere else on park had been added. And then obviously within trailers, there was an Exodus poster, which, who knows, maybe that was our first initial tease of what a theme for this ride could be. But yeah, Thorpe Park have been dangling this in front of our eyes all year, and it's all coming together now. Project Exodus, baby. Oh yes. So yeah, there we go. That is everything that we currently know. I'm so glad that all of this is finally out there, and we can now start really dissecting all of these plans. I think I'm definitely going to try and recreate this ride in either Planet Coaster or No Limits to give you guys a little feel of what it will be like to ride this thing. And I'll obviously update that over time as we get more information. But yeah, obviously none of this is technically final. It's just kind of initial layouts and everything. So yeah, just keep an open mind, and hopefully all of this will get approved by the council and it'll start getting built late 2022. I'll obviously be filming all of this process for you guys, so be sure to subscribe. We're so close to 25,000 subscribers, so I could really do with your help if you haven't yet subscribed. But yeah, absolutely, let me know what you think of these plans down in the comments below. I'll be reading through all of that. And yeah, otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Jack Silkstone. Goodbye.
Yeah, my team front row when we jump on a train. Got the merch on, reppin' SLK. Island flex when I step through the gate. Come true fresh with the style on flames. Dripped out, now I'm vibing. Link with the boys, jump straight to the island. Silkstone flex on a wave like tidal. Style so crazy, I hit it in asylum. Brand new style, all summer all flex. Brand new vibe, got them all impressed. That's I plus you on the island. Rep